Good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Whenever this podcast finds you, I'm your host, Andrew Jones with Table Talk, podcast where we interview inspiring entrepreneurs and leaders. Today we have a special VIP guest, the father of SEO, Bruce Clay. How you doing, sir?
Hi, how are you?
I'm fantastic, fantastic. Before we got on, you kind of went in depth about what it is that you do and who you serve. You care just sharing with our audience more of an insight, what you do and who you serve in detail.
Sure. We serve businesses. We don't focus on any particular industry.
Right,
Um, a lot of our clients are medium sized, but we have many small to large businesses.
right.
Our focus is search engine optimization, digital marketing,
I see.
and that includes SEO and pay per click, and that includes all ads, including social media ads, etc. And we do content. Um,
Okay.
Within SEO, we have training, SEOtraining.com. We have tools at SEOtools.com. And we have content at prewriter.ai. We
If
do
you had
all
to,
those.
if you had to define, let's say, your superpower, the unique skill set or insight that set you guys apart in this space, what would it be, and how has it shaped your success?
So far, our success has been, uh, to a great extent, around brand.
Okay.
I started doing this in January of 1996,
Right.
which is almost 30 years ago. Which is probably older than some of the people in your audience.
Right.
The uh, the my company is 3 years older than Google,
Wow.
so we've been around a long time. The advantage that we bring is expertise.
Right.
All of the people that work for me, I think we average close to 15 years experience per
Yeah.
person doing our main product areas. So
Okay.
we've got a lot of experience, and people hire us when they absolutely can't
Mhm.
afford to fail.
So I'm curious, what inspired you to pursue your current path, and how's your vision evolved along the way?
Well, certainly Google changes everybody's vision as they go.
Right.
Google is our friend,
Oh yeah.
and um, for years I've said every Monday it's a new industry.
Right. Right.
Because Google changes whatever they need to change. They once announced that it was 5,000 changes per year.
Wow.
That's a dozen changes a day,
Wow.
folks.
That's crazy.
That's a crazy amount of changes.
Yeah.
Now, you and I both know that chances are half of them are fixing what they broke yesterday. But
Oh yeah. Good point. Yeah.
it's still an awful lot of changes.
Yeah.
The thing that excited me about SEO was that it was a combination of math and programming. My bachelor's is in math and computer science, so that combination really was great. And it had a lot to do with marketing. My MBA is from Pepperdine, so I got to use everything right when the industry was starting.
Right.
And it isn't often that a company would get to learn how to do something while playing with real companies. I mean,
Right.
I
I
would
see.
make a change and that company would make money. I mean, it would be
Okay.
that fast.
Interesting.
And not often does anybody get to have that level of simulation where they're, almost real time impacting the lives of other people.
Right.
But that was exciting. Um, However, over time, when Google kept making changes to the algorithm and how they did things and applied new technology, it was a little bit like juggling Rubik's cubes while the color is changing in midair, right? I mean,
Right. Right.
uh, but uh, a few of us became really, really good at it, and I've expanded. I mean, I have an office in Tokyo, Sydney, Singapore, all over Europe, India.
Right.
I mean, our reputation is worldwide, and we're known for being the company you hire when you have to solve it.
Right. Right. Interesting. So, how powerful has networking been for your success? What are you guys doing out here to find clients?
Well, that's to a great extent for many years, people just found us. Now, part of that was I've spoken at over 300 conference sessions over the years.
Right.
I've written 3 books. I'm
Right.
still pretty popular here. I sponsor conferences in my industry. And people know that we're one of the top firms and they call us.
Wow.
And I made a policy statement at the very, very beginning. Our website gives away information, and it gives away basically our philosophy is we answer questions until they surrender. It's a different approach because so many people, it's a secret and I can't tell you because I don't know myself. Well, that's not
Right.
us, right? We know how to do it. And, they say that, if you don't know, you teach. If you do know, you do. We do
Mm-hmm.
both because I believe in developing this industry,
Right.
right? I mean, I was here at the beginning.
Of
I've
course.
been given credit for naming it search engine optimization,
Oh, wow.
right? You can find that up in Wikipedia. And so uh, when you're in that level of involvement in the building of a $50 billion industry, you kind of feel a sense of ownership,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So anybody that wants to call us up and say, "Hey, I have this problem. Can you help me?" We're going to give you free advice. Many times I answer the question and they go away happy. And I
Right. Right.
didn't, I didn't end up with a client, but there's sort of this is like my industry. It's. I grew up 30 years. I mean, come on. I mean,
Of
let's face
course.
it. This is something that's important to me.
Right. Right. Of course.
And yeah, I don't want a customer or even a prospect to be in pain. And unfortunately, a lot of people are. A lot of people
Definitely.
are, and our
Let,
job
let,
is
let,
to help them.
let's dive into AI. We talked about AI a lot. How powerful or impactful has AI been for your industry, and how are you utilizing it?
Okay, so well, as I mentioned, we have prewriter.ai,
Right.
um, and it was built relative to SEO. And in the
Okay.
SEO space, the thing that really was our focus um, was that I consider a writer to be an artist. They they have tone and voice and compliance and understanding, and they're the expert. And what we do in pre-writer is the people that are artists are not always the best researchers in the world. And
Right.
we believe that AI is a tool and not a solution. So
Of course.
we built PreWriter to do in depth research, outlines, all sorts of stuff. And then that gets presented to the writer to finish.
Mm-hmm.
And in my own writing team, we've been able to bring the writing time from 4.5, 5 hours down to an hour and a half.
Right. Right.
When when the information is available to the writer, they don't have writer's block. They don't have
Okay.
blind spots,
Right. Right.
right? We even in our tools, um, and I'll give you a couple of secrets here. There's 158 steps in our big tool.
Okay.
But when you give me a keyword and you're using chat, what you do is you go to chat, type in the keyword, and it gives you an article.
Right.
When you do it to us, you give us the keyword, we do a persona analysis for who would have done that
Search.
search.
Okay.
Then we figure out what their pain points are, and then we
Okay.
integrate those keywords into the article.
So you can show up in other areas as well. Yeah. Okay.
So we solve the problem that they're searching for by explicitly going after what they needed.
Okay. And you can
Right? I
improve
mean, that's a
upon the
pretty
product or service.
straightforward kind of thing. And that's
Right.
just like one out of 150 steps.
Right.
There's a lot of work that goes into it. And
Interesting. In a rapidly changing world, where do you see your industry going in, let's say, the next 5 to 10 years? And what are you guys doing to stay ahead of the curve?
all right, so as you know, AIO, which is the Google response,
Right.
and chat does its own, but the Google response is at the top, generally, at the top of the search result. Google
Gemini.
believes that they want to be the answer engine.
Yeah.
More so than a search engine, they're evolving to an answer engine. And in order to actually appear in the answer, you actually have to appear in the search.
Right.
So you don't. They're not divorced. They're symbiotic. And so you have to be in search. Then you can be in AIO. So AI is there. I believe that Google would love to have everything be AI if they could.
Right.
The problem you face is not that there's so many other services out there doing AI, and there are.
Right.
There's a bunch. Um, we we believe that what you need to do is understand what the funnel looks like. The funnel used to be Google.
Right.
You come in, you do a query, you visit 100 sites, and you work your way down to buying something.
Of course.
The funnel has moved, and AI has helped it. And now we have social media sites, including chat sites and AI sites, all sorts of sites. And what people do is they go to those sites because they can ask a compound question, right? Like, what is the price on this pair of shoes in this size in green? Now, that's a compound question. You would have to do a bunch of queries on Google to get that.
Right.
But you can
Right.
get it
Right.
in chat. So you ask whatever you want to ask in chat. You get the brand or make of shoe that you want. Then people go to Google and search for it.
I see. I see.
So Google is still the gatekeeper for a lot of e-commerce transactions. And Google has reviews, and Google has, it doesn't hallucinate, and it
Right.
doesn't
Right.
imagine things. It doesn't have placeholders.
Of course.
Placeholders are very well disguised by AI. Quick story. I asked AI to give me a quote from a book citing the author and the ISBN number. And it gave me the quote, and it was a beautiful quote, and the author's name looked like a real author, and the ISBN number was 0123456789.
Wow. Interesting.
So then I went to Google and searched for it. None of it existed.
Wow.
It was totally made up. So there's a lot of fallacy. There was actually a lawyer that used AI to create a brief in a case he was trying.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
went to the judge. The judge saw some of those fallacies. The guy lost his license.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah, that was a big deal. So you got to be careful with AI because it will there's something called a placeholder.
Right.
And if you say, do this, no placeholders, you have a chance.
Right. Right. Right.
Otherwise, you let it run wild and it'll make things up.
So, do you think that with search now and Gemini showing up your results, it's gonna hurt even paid search? Like if I'm paying for something, but Gemini gets the top result. That hurts me, no?
Yes, it does. The things that are most impacted, there's something called zero clicks,
Right,
right? Where I'm just asking a question, it gives me the answer. I don't have to go to a website.
right.
Those zero clicks are being replaced by AI.
Okay.
So it isn't like AI is stealing all the traffic. What AI is doing is it's occupying the top of the page and pushing everything else farther down,
Ah, I see, I see.
right? So even organic SEO is further down, so the clicks are fewer,
Ah, I see, I see. Yes, yes,
right?
yes.
So pay per click, if it is moved from the top of the page down below where AI is, then yes, pay per
What your
click will suffer.
your cost per click should go significantly lower.
Correct. Well, but that isn't the way Google works.
Unfortunately.
Google probably has an algorithm that says it can only go up.
Right,
But
exactly.
I'll tell you where we have a reasonable gripe, if we're going to go with that, that in AI, they can have a link. That link does not go to a website.
Right,
That
right.
link creates another Google search
Okay.
so that you had the page, you had the AI, you clicked on it, and you ended up with another page with AI and ads. Google wants to keep people in the Google property,
Right,
right? When there was only 10 blue links, when there was only the first stages of Google, no ads,
right.
it was fair. There was an implied reciprocal barter agreement. You can have my content, but I want content to generate traffic, right?
Right, right.
So take my site, but send me people. And
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
with that being pushed further and further and further down, the traffic, while it's still significant, is far less than it used to be.
So
And that has impacted both pay per click and it's impacted organic.
interesting.
Now, should you do it? Of course you should, because it's traffic. But it is a different environment than we had years ago.
Lastly, what advice would you give to someone inspiring to follow in your footsteps, whether as an entrepreneur, consultant, or an industry expert?
Well, the first, uh, I have found that a great many people who think they're industry experts have gaps.
Ah,
So you're going to need to read a lot. I read probably 2 hours a day,
oh wow.
watching and tracking and reading the newsletters of my colleagues and everything else. I sponsor, but I also attend conferences.
Uh
And sometimes you can listen to a speaker and you can tell they're just idiots.
huh.
And
We all
sometimes
know.
they really have good ideas. So you have to be able to discern good from bad, but you have to be willing to be in a continuous learning environment.
Right.
You have to be aware that Google changes everything and they don't ask you. They
Yeah,
just
yeah,
change it.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you have competitors and they just come out of the woodwork. Um, we do have training courses, but one of the things that's so amazing about it is the people that attend my classroom course, those are SEOs. These
Right.
are people that have been doing it for a living for 10 years,
Of course.
and they're amazed at how much they learned because the way they have learned is piecemeal. Read this, read that. I don't know which one's right. This one, well, okay, that's how it works, and they're wrong.
Right, right,
And
of course.
so, education, either in a class or in a conference, right? Or in a good environment that sees a lot of problems, like an agency, for instance. They see problems, and then in house people don't know how to solve them, but an agency might. And
Right.
so, you have to be in a constant learning environment. to succeed.
Okay.
However, you can become really good, but it really has a lot of moving parts. I mean,
Right.
seriously, a lot of moving parts. So you have to commit. And then
Exactly.
it takes as long as it takes. You'll be good at low hanging fruit fast and harder stuff longer,
Exactly. You got to be
just like
committed though.
anything.
Definitely. So listen, Bruce, we talked shop for a bit. I kind of want to switch gears. This portion of the podcast is where I call it the lightning round. Never tell my guests beforehand because I kind of want to catch you off guard and get the real you. Hit you with some fire rapid questions and see how you do. You ready?
I don't know. Maybe I should bring in my avatar.
Am I talking to the real Bruce or are you AI? Will the
All
real Bruce
right, I'm the
please
real
stand up?
Bruce. I can't help it.
Here we go. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Cats or
I
dogs?
do like tea when it's cold. I
Awesome.
do tea at night, coffee morning.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
If you could grab only one weapon during a zombie apocalypse, what would it be?
Probably a sword.
It doesn't run out of ammo. Amazing. Favorite quote or phrase you think about often?
Well, the one I commonly use is that there are people in hell wanting ice water.
Whew.
But that's my mom's fault. Every time I wanted something, that was her answer. So I can't help it.
There we go. Favorite movie?
Uh, well, I'm a sci-fi guy.
Okay, sweet.
So it would probably be, I have to appreciate Star Wars.
Yeah,
When the first
classic.
Star Wars came out, what was it, 100 years ago?
Right?
Uh, I remember standing in the line around the parking lot to get in.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was the very first Star Wars, and it was it's come a long way.
Of course,
Movies
of
have
course.
come a long way since
Classic, one of the
then.
classic franchises out there, man. Uh, Favorite book?
Um, I actually like a book by Heinlein called Farnham's Freehold, but
Okay.
nobody knows how to find it anymore. Um, my second best would be Stranger in a Strange Land.
Okay.
Um,
Quickly, what's that about?
well, it's about a bunch of people. Um, Stranger in a Strange Land is logically about not being native to the area you're in
Okay.
and having problems because of it.
Okay. Okay.
And
Adapting.
the moral of the story is humans make a reasonably salty soup.
Awesome. One bucket list item you have already accomplished.
Well, I've been to the Taj Mahal twice.
Oh, awesome.
That's kind of cool. Um, I wanted to fly around the world. So one of the times I went to my India office, I left LA and I only flew west all the way around the world.
Oh, wow.
So
Those,
I've actually been able to do that.
that's amazing. One bucket list item you haven't yet accomplished.
I haven't seen the aurora borealis.
Your Boreals. I haven't heard of that.
The magical sky.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
but we'll see if the Earth tilts any more on its axis. We may be finding that California is the North Pole, and
Right?
all
Just
sorts
a
of things
bit.
can go wrong.
Listen, Bruce, I learned a lot. Our guests have learned a lot. If anyone wanted to get in contact, how can they get in touch with you if they wanted to collaborate?
Well, the easiest way is to just go bruceclay.com.
Okay.
We have contact forms.
Hmm.
And if you really, really are looking to contact, you can reach me at my email, bclay@bruceclay.com. Pretty
Okay.
easy to find me. I'm on LinkedIn a lot.
Right.
I probably go to LinkedIn every 2, 3 hours.
Right. Right.
Um, I like
Okay.
LinkedIn. Uh, and of course, I'm Bruce Clay. So I'm
the
not that
fa-
hard to find. I'm
the
pretty easy
father
to
of
find.
SE,
And
the father of SEO, more than likely coined the term SEO. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to speak with you and have you on the podcast. I learned a lot.